What is up, everyone, and welcome to today's reaction video. And today's reaction is the very special monthly request of my incredible Patreon follower, Josh. Josh, thank you so much, as always, for your continued support here on YouTube and over on the Patreon. Thank you for being the incredible person that you are and being such an incredible member of the community and a supporter. It means the absolute world to me. And thank you for continuing to be my main bridge, my lifeline, my connection into the world of VTubers, because we are getting another chance to check out even more of Ironmouse's incredible online concert that they did, which has been mind-blowing in everything from the design to the performances so far. And I am so keen for this one because it is How It's Done from K-Pop Demon Hunters, which was, I went into K-Pop Demon Hunters knowing next to nothing about it. And this was the song, like, it's the first song you hear in the show, and it was like, oh damn, this isn't just some little kiddie thing. This is fire. This song goes so hard and is so awesome, and I can't wait to hear what Mousy is going to do with it. And it's also with someone who I don't think I've heard before, and I apologize if I have. There's a few VTubers who I know by name. There's a few who have collaborated with different people, and I haven't quite latched onto them or gotten the chance to really get to know them. This one is with Mori Calliope, I think it's pronounced. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing that wrong. Mori Calliope. Ironmouse and Mori are doing this one together, and I'm so curious to, number one, check out this new artist, and number two, see what they do with this song, because it is kind of normally one that's like the three people in the group of Huntrix. I'm curious to see what the two of them do with it and which parts they take and how they do it. So we are going to get into this. As always, please check out the original video linked in the description below. Give the original a like and a comment, and subscribe to Mousy, subscribe to Mori, and we are going to get into this. This is How It's Done. Let's go.
You came at a bad time, but you just crossed the line.
You wanna get wild? Ooh. Okay, I'll show you wild.
Hearing the different voices is so, first of all, even when the came in, it's at a slightly different tone. I don't know if that's because they've done the music themselves, or if it's just that they've changed the key of it or whatever it may be, but it just sounds slightly different. But then the first voice came in, and she's like, I'm guessing that is Mori. She's come in and she's kept it kind of really similar to the original, to the K-Pop Demon Hunter style, where it's in that same kind of voice. And then the switch up to Mousy is just wild, because it's just so Mousy's voice is so unique and so distinctive that it just hits you as like, oh wow, here we go.
You came at a bad time, but you just crossed the line.
You wanna get wild? Okay, I'll show you wild. Better come ride, better like try and get into a level, cause you might die, never the time, trying to start a battle.
Bleeding isn't in my blood, kissing but the data cell. Beating you is what I do, yeah.
I really like Mori's voice. She's got such a kind of attitude to it, and like, just punch me in the face. Like, she's got that kind of, I actually feel like she's coming for you. I actually feel like she's going to attack you. She's got that, like, if she was an anime character, she'd be the one who just looks immediately dangerous and probably actually has the heart of gold, but just looks like she's going to rip your throat out. That is what her voice gives me immediately.
I'm naughty, not even sorry. And when you pull up, I pull up a little late to the party.
Nah. Like the loaded, I was born for this. There ain't no point in avoiding it.
Annoyed, baby, reach your top, kill me, I'm gonna back you. Knocking you out like a lullaby. Hear that sound ringing in your mind.
Better sit down for the show, cause
I'm gonna show you how it's done. Hey, Huntrix, don't miss how it's done. Hey, Huntrix, don't quit how it's done. Run, we run the town. Whole world playing out of sound. Turn it up, it's going down. Huntrix, show this how it's done.
Absolutely love the level they go to with these concerts. I know I've said it in like each of the reaction to this concert, but the level of detail, the choreography, the way that the two models are like interacting with each other and playing with each other, and like the moment where they turn to face each other before and like seeing each other's direction, the matching up choreography, everything about it is just so flawless and so freaking well done. And the attention to detail, it's something that you could never get in a real concert. You can't go from one stage looking completely one way, and then immediately the next scene you have a giant clock and a lollipop and, you know, the ice cream or muffin, like cupcake, I think it's an ice cream, and giant arches and everything. The fact that between songs you can completely change the scenery to whatever you want it to be and create like a full-on experience is just such a cool thing. And I actually like the fact that we don't need to have 101 dancers on stage with them. They don't need a million visual effects. They're keeping it true to the feeling of a concert where it's the performers performing on stage. And like when you compare this to something like the thing that was popular a couple of years back of the Fortnite concerts that they did, where they weren't like, you would load in as your little Fortnite character and there'd be this full concert experience. But really, it wasn't even about the performance. It wasn't about the concert. It was running around collecting little XP tokens while the music was playing pre-recorded behind. And it didn't feel like a concert at all. This, they've made it feel like an actual concert. They've made it feel like if only you could just be standing just there at the edge of the stage, you could be watching all this in front of you. And it's a bigger and grander spectacle than you could ever get in real life. But it is an actual concert, which is so cool. I'm sorry to pause again. I love how well their voices work together because Mori has this kind of real attitude and real kind of, not aggression, but just, again, like if I got in a fight with Mori, I know she'd kick my butt. She just has that about her. She's got a dangerous voice. She's got a real tough girl thing about her. And then you compare that and contrast it with how sweet and innocent Mousy sounds. And you look at them and Mousy is the size of a child in comparison to Mori. And then you have them dancing with Mousy in front and Mori behind. It all just works so well as this complete and utter contrast to each other. And yet they're working so flawlessly in this song together. And when it transitions from Mousy's section to Mori's or Mori's to Mousy's, it just works so well because it's like, I believe both of them completely. I believe that Mousy is just like, I don't need to try and be scary. I'm dangerous anyway. And I believe that Mori's like, I will mess you up. I believe both of them completely. And I love that about it.
Come out to play. One is the way. We're one in a million. We kill it. We bring it. You want it? Okay. Nails, blade, mascara. Fit check for my name from ever. Need to beat my face. Make it cute and savage. Mirror, mirror on my phone. Who's the baddest? Hello. Rocking you out like a lullaby. Hear that sound ringing in your mind. Better sit down for the show, 'cause I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you how it's done, done, done. Outside, but a boy full of venom. Spit facts, you know best. How it's done, done, done. Okay, like I know I ramble, but when shoot my words I go rambo. To blood, sweat, and tears look natural. That's how it's done, done, done.
I'm pausing here, and it may seem really random to pause here. I'm pausing here because I want to say I am so curious at the moment who is going to sing the next bit, because this song, it's got some awesome moments the whole way through. It's got the rap, it's a fire song, but this finale, this last bit with the big note is incredible. And I'm so curious if it's Mousy's song, it's Mousy's concert, is it going to be Mousy? Mori's been absolutely slaying this song. I'm curious who's going to do it. I'm curious if they're going to do it together. I have no idea what to expect from this next bit. So I wanted to get that out there because I think either of them could nail it in the most awesome way. So I'm curious to see what direction they go in.
Rambo, but when shoot my words I go rambo. To blood, sweat, and tears look natural. That's how it's done, done, done. Hear our voice unwavering till our song defeats the night. Making fear of pain to breathe till the dark meets the light.
I'm going to put it out there. Something that's just jumped out in my brain right now is I feel like the makers of K-pop Demon Hunters are dropping a ball, because if they collaborated with VTubers and just in general, the people who help Mousy and all that make this kind of a production, can you imagine the kind of views that they could get on a Huntrix / Saja Boy concert just done like this? Just literally having them come out, perform the songs that are all through the musical, every song gets done. It would go nuts. It would be fire. And all they would need to do is exactly this, a full digital concert with the models of the characters. Hell, if they didn't want to go down the VTuber route, they could just animate it exactly like the movie, but just make it a concert. People would eat it up. They would absolutely devour it. Also, the choice to have Mousy be the one to do the big note, fire, fantastic choice. I wasn't sure about it at first because Mori came in and she sounded amazing. And she sounded like she put almost more of a rock edge to it and an aggressive edge to it. And I love that. And I was like, oh, I can't wait to hear what she's going to do with the big note. And then it switched to Mousy. And I was almost like, oh, damn, I would have loved to hear what Mori would have done with that. And then Mousy hit the note and it was just fire. She absolutely nailed that. This was wild. Wait.
Thank you so much for joining.
Wait. They had a live audience for this. I had assumed all the way up to this point, even with people telling me it was a concert, I was like, yeah, cool. It was like an internet concert. It was like a thing of like the whole thing's presented as a concert, but you can't really have people there. Apparently you can. Like full on mosh pit with a movie style screen that this is all in front. This would have been wild. When I saw the crowd here, I was like, wow. The animation and the like style of the fake crowd looks so different to what they're doing on stage. No, it's because it's real people. I am actually mind blown by the fact that it is real people here in the crowd. I want clearer. Can we turn up the house lights so I can see how it's done? Because it's real lighting with what appears to be a screen there instead of the stage, or a screen at the front of the stage, and then an actual crowd there all going crazy. Like at every other concert. Is this a common thing that happens in the VTubing community, or is Mousy breaking ground here? Because I've never heard of there being anything like this before, and it's such a cool idea. And you've got to wonder why people like, oh, actually, I can't say this for sure. I've never seen how the Gorillas performed live, how they did live shows. So maybe they did do stuff like this where it was a screen. But you think of like Daft Punk, for example, where they're on stage wearing giant helmets. They could have employed something like this if they wanted to. But yeah, there's plenty of groups out there that I'm like, if this isn't something that's been done before, and it's not something that's done frequently, I don't understand why it wouldn't be, because this is absolutely genius. And talking about what I said before with the idea of K-pop Demon Hunters actually stealing this idea and just putting on a concert of all the songs from the show, especially as like an announcement for the next movie where they can drop the first song from the next movie. If they did this as an actual live concert event, oh my God, the turnout would be insane. This is, I had no idea that when people were saying to me a concert, that it's actually a concert. I had like, again, I've previously on my Patreon reacted to the One OK Rock digital concert they did during lockdown, but that was just streamed. It was for people to watch at home. I did not realize there was an actual live crowd for this. That's nuts.
Kelly, thank you so much for joining me. I love you so much. I'm so happy that you got to come here and perform with me. And I'm so happy that we got to do this cover together. I love you so much.
Yay! Thank you so much for having me, Mousy. You're the best. I love everything that you do, and you're such a good friend to me, and just an amazing person and inspiring. And if I'd said everything that I like about you on stage, we would be here all night, and I'd be on the stage the whole time. So I should get out of here. But thank you so much for having me.
can't leave without hugging you. Give me a hug, give me a hug.
Wow. Let's do something fun again, okay? Bye, everybody.
I love that they have that level of support for each other as well. You can tell that there's just like the way that the different VTubers seem to boost each other up and are all willing to collaborate with each other and put out these incredible covers and do these incredible things together. It's so cool to see because you don't really have the opportunity to get that in a lot of other industries, especially when you look at like mainstream music, when it's like, oh yeah, these two artists would sound incredible doing a song together, but they're with this record company and they're with that record company and they can't manage to work out a deal for the two of you to do a song together. And it's like when you look at some of the collaborations that have happened between artists and how much they have blown up and how big they've been, you wonder why it doesn't happen more often. And it's just because of stuff like that. In this situation, you don't have to worry about that as much. I know that certain VTubers are part of certain groups and that, so I don't know how much they're restricted in that way, but it's really, really cool to see the ones that can absolutely boosting each other up, giving each other all the love in the world and saying what incredible people they are. It is so, so cool to see. This was awesome. This blew my expectations out of the water. It was so much fun. Please jump in the link in the description and go to the original video. Give it a like, give it a comment, and subscribe to Mousy. Also, check out Mori. I want to check out more of her stuff because her voice blew me away. She was so impressive. So I want to check out more of her stuff. And also, leave a like and a comment on this video and subscribe to this channel. It helps out so much I can't even begin to tell you. And if you're able to and you want to support me even further, check me out over on Patreon. Over there I do weekly polls for the reactions I do here on the channel. I also do weekly TV show reactions, a monthly movie reaction, a monthly live stream, and at the highest tier you can get a guaranteed reaction right here on the channel. So check all that out over on my Patreon. But please engage with the video, leave a comment down below if you like my reactions to VTubers so I can know to do more of them. If I get enough comments and likes and everything, then I may even start doing the occasional poll over on my Patreon, which is specifically different VTuber artists, so I can get more VTubers here on the channel if you guys like them. So please engage with the video. I will see you all in the next reaction video. Have yourself a fantastic day, night, morning, evening, afternoon, whatever time zone you're in, and I'll see you next time. Bye.